Just
in
the
this
one
bowl itself.
OniGiri, okay? You'll be the best girl if you let us.
Excuse me? Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Giri's Kitchen. This week we're making very, very yummy Chinese food, dishes that remind me of home and things that my dad would make on a special occasion. So I'm really excited to learn the recipe and try to replicate it for myself. And it's just a little taste of home and comfort and have a really yummy lunch with everybody. So let's just jump right into the cooking. We're going to start the marinade for the pork. What we're gonna do, I have one big giant leek. I'm gonna cut my leeks. This is just like a regular, like big ass leek. I'm gonna cut them into chunks. We're actually gonna be making a flavored water of sorts so that we can use it for the marinade later into our pork. I'm just gonna slice my ginger real quick. Just regular slices. You don't have to grate it or anything because again, it's going into the hot water. And also 1 tablespoon of Szechuan peppercorn. This is Szechuan peppercorn, different flavor profiles.
You know
so
what else is leaking?
Like
my nuts onto your face.
Why are your nuts leaking? You might want to go to a doctor. And I'm just gonna fill this with hot water and we're gonna let that sit and steep for like a little bit. So the rest of the marinade, we will need red fermented tofu. Fermented tofu is a really commonly seen, really salty, almost like a side dish to Chinese food. Kind of similar how like kimchi is to rice for Korean cooking. Fermented tofu is commonly seen just to kind of help make white rice taste a little bit better. So do not mix the white tofu with the red one. If the recipe says red, use the red one, and then you need about 1 tablespoon, roughly like that much, of the juice itself, which will give the pork a nice color. And we need 1 tablespoon of sweet flour paste. It's like a slightly sweet but more salty flour paste that you see really common in Chinese cuisine, especially when it comes to like the Chinese black bean sauce and stuff like that. You see it very commonly in marinades. And in China, we actually use this as like just like a regular dipping sauce as well. Just grab a big old onion or okay, we need 1/2 tablespoon of soy sauce and 1/2 tablespoon of cooking wine. Chinese cooking wine, not sake. Sake is a little bit too sweet. You want the Chinese cooking wine. So we want 3 tablespoons of the leek water that we made. So I'm gonna mix that in. And now what we're gonna do is we're going to cut the pork. So this is about 1 pound or 500 grams of pork belly. I'm gonna go against the grain here and I'm going to cut it this way. And I'm trying to cut it against the grain because usually when you cut meat against the grain, it'll make the meat a bit more tender and also easier to cook through. Whereas if you're cutting it with the grain, so like in the direction of the muscle fibers, it'll be a little bit harder to chew. So this is the pork belly that has the skin on it. This is not the usual, I guess, like the Western kind. Maybe they usually remove the skin. Preferably you want the skin on because it will give you like a nice elasticy and tender mouth feel. And then you just slice it thin-ish, maybe like 1/2 centimeter thin or so, not too thick. And you also want to go for like a slightly leaner cut of pork belly. Fatty pork belly is okay. Yeah.
Hey Giri, I'm having a debate with someone right now.
Okay.
How do you say the letter that comes after B?
C?
CD's nuts.
I'm just gonna pretend that this is your meat I'm cutting up, chat. Laugh it up, laugh it up. I'm gonna pretend that I'm just like absolutely filleting your meat right now. Soon your meat's gonna be this piece of pork too. Oh, it's not so funny anymore, is it, huh? Suddenly not so funny anymore, bitches. Is there a way of cutting this
Joke's on your, I'm into that shit.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry, what the fuck?
Okay, so I have marinated my meat. I'm squishing the fermented tofu and everything just to make sure it's evenly broken down so you don't have like chunks of tofu. The meat is gonna marinate. I'm gonna have that sit on the side for a little bit. While that's happening, we're gonna make the rice and we're gonna toast our rice. We're gonna toast our rice until it's like golden brown on like a medium low heat. We're gonna have rice. This is 100 grams of rice, which is 1/4 cup or something. And you need 3 bay leaves. And I have 2 star anise. And we need 1 cinnamon stick. You don't need a huge one. I'm gonna put this on medium heat, but I'm gonna adjust as we go. But this will take a little bit of time. We wanna, like I said, slowly toast this until it's golden brown. Turn the heat up just a little bit.
Did you know that they found a new type of bay leaf? If I remember correctly, they called it a mai leaf.
A mai leaf. Am I eating?
May I leave these nuts on your face?
Why am I getting dunked on right now? I think the rice is almost ready. It has changed a lot in color. You guys can see that. We basically just want the rice to be fragrant, but not like obviously turn into like a Rice Krispie. Just cook through so it's nice and toasted. And now I have a mortar and pestle. If you actually have like a food processor or blender, that will make your life a lot easier. But because I didn't want to bring in extra, I guess, equipment into the setup, and it's also really loud, I'm gonna try doing it with a mortar and pestle. I actually don't really know how to use a mortar and pestle too much. I don't use it quite often, but you're just basically trying to grind it down to a fine granule. Not actually like a powder, but like a fine granule. So we're gonna finish the marinade for the pork by putting the rice and actually a little bit more of our leek peppercorn mixture in here to continue the marination process. So we're going to need 6 tablespoons of rice powder. So we're gonna do 6 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, good. Okay, I need 4 tablespoons of the leek water. 4. Okay, I'm trying not to get the extra peppercorns in there. And then I'm going to mix that again. Make sure everything is nice and even. You want to make sure all your pork is covered with this toasted rice. And I think we're done with the marination. We can start preparing the rest of the stuff. Okay, so this is taro root. You can actually use any root vegetable that you want. You can do potato, you can do sweet potato, you can do, I don't know, cassava if you're feeling fancy, but I actually prefer taro with this. And this is going to be the root vegetable that kind of covers the bottom of the dish. You don't have to season the taro whatsoever. I'm just gonna trim off the ends a little bit because they've been like oxidizing in the grocery store, so we don't want that. You wanna cut these into roughly 1 centimeter, half a centimeter slices. Not too thick because you still wanna be able to make sure that's like steaming through with your pork. Okay, so I'm going to start layering the meat now. So what we want to do is you can obviously just lay this like willy-nilly however you want, but I'm going to try doing it so it's like nice and I guess flat and layered, I suppose, if I can. I covered my meat with a bunch of taro. So what I'm gonna do now is actually I'm gonna put this in my steamer. I'm gonna put this in my Instant Pot and I'm gonna use the steam option, but if you have like a regular steamer, just have the steamer on high and put it on like whatever steamer tray that you have. Make sure you cover it really well so the extra steam won't keep leaking out. And if there is a lot of steam popping out, make sure to either put a towel around it and also remember to refill it with hot water every 30 minutes, 45 minutes or so. But we're gonna pop this in the steamer for about an hour and a half. So I just peeled a carrot and I'm going to cut it on a bias because I want to julienne it, which is basically just like really thin matchsticks. And we're also going to be blanching all the ingredients just to soften it a little bit. So if it's too thin, then it'll just, you know, be too soft and it'll melt away. Okay, so this is what you're looking for. You're kind of just looking for general matchsticks like this. We're gonna chop some garlic. You guys can't even hear me anymore. I wanna chop some garlic now.
Stop blabbering, you're interrupting the song.
God damn it, okay. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up, okay? I'm gonna put it in this smaller bowl because I'm gonna be making the, I guess the so-called salad dressing.
Just the one OniGiri, okay? You'll be the best girl if you let us.
Excuse me? You know what? No. Oni bro, there's no music at all. We're canceling all the music. No music anymore. Stop all the music. Oni bro, I know you can hear me. We're gonna stop all the music now.
No.
You guys think it's funny?
Excuse you? Okay, you are excused. Now turn up this banger.
Did he just actually turn the music up? Quieter! No music! You guys suck. This is anarchy. I minced the garlic and also chopped the white parts of the green onion for the salad dressing that we're going to be making in a little bit. This is Chinese celery. A regular celery is a lot thicker. This is a lot thinner and a lot delicate in taste. YouTube video watchers, I must be screaming like an idiot. I'm sorry, YouTube watchers. I think originally there will be cilantro in the salad as well, but I don't like cilantro, so obviously I'm just gonna leave it out. This is tofu skin. bean curd sheet. It's a really dry, pressed down tofu skin, which is essential for the salad that we're gonna be making. All the salads that we're gonna be, usually will always contain a tofu skin, but you can always switch out the vegetable. So you always have to have the skin, and anything else can be changed, okay? It comes in a sheet like this, but obviously it's quite like long, but we still want to enjoy it as like a noodly kind of like, I guess, look or texture. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna cut it in half, and then I'm going to layer it like this so that it's nice and even. And then I'm gonna cut it in half again, but this way, because I'm basically aiming for tofu strips that are about like 6 inches, 5 inches long. So something like super long and massive. So to make it the cutting process easier, I'm just gonna cut these all down to shape so I can stack it like this. And then I'm just gonna cut into strips just like that. There we go. That's a lot better. So I'm gonna cut them so that each strip is about this long. Okay, I'm gonna cut them into nice little strips. I don't need this anymore. I do need this though, because we'll be filling this with water and blanching all the ingredients really, really quickly, just to have everything kind of soften a little bit and a little bit more pliable. But before that happens, we're gonna be making a really simple, I guess, salad dressing, which is basically like a really quick chili oil. And then we're gonna season it with some like black vinegar, soy sauce, sugar, things like that. But this is the base for the chili oil, which is the fresh minced garlic and also the julienne or minced green onion. So we're gonna have that ready already. Put into a heat-proof bowl, and I'm just gonna fill it with some oil. I don't actually know how much oil. I'm gonna eyeball it. I couldn't tell you how much I'll need, but maybe like enough to kind of make it sizzle. So we're gonna be adding some chili powder as well. This is technically gochugaru. It's not the Chinese chili powder because I don't have any. So I'm just substituting it with gochugaru instead. And then we're gonna pour it over our chili powder. If you have peppercorn, Sichuan peppercorn powder, use that. I would recommend it. And it'll have a really nice flavor, but if you don't, leave it out. It's totally fine. Ba, 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 ba. Da, 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 da. What? I'm vibing with you guys. You told me to chill the fuck out, and I'm chilling. And now that I'm chilling, I'm getting yelled at. Okay, I have the water ready for blanching. So now what we're gonna do is, again, heat-proof bowl. And then we're gonna, so this should form a nice little paste. It's not supposed to be like a dressing yet. This is just like the oil will cook the garlic and the green onions and also cook a little bit of the chili powder to make it more fragrant. But it should be a quite thick of a paste. But to this, we're gonna add in soy sauce, black vinegar, and sugar. And the amount of soy sauce, black vinegar, and sugar totally depends on you. And the black vinegar is the Chinese black vinegar. It's not balsamic. Don't use balsamic. Black vinegar. I'm gonna do maybe 1 teaspoon and some soy sauce. I'm just gonna eyeball this. Hopefully it'll be okay. And sugar. This is maybe 1 teaspoon. It does look like a lot, but I kind of like it as like salty sweet. And obviously don't forget the MSG. MSG, you can do a nice healthy pinch of it because there's a lot of veggies that we're gonna have to go through. So a healthy pinch of MSG would be good. And we're gonna finish it off with sesame oil. Okay, I'm just gonna give it a cute little mix and give a taste as well. See if you like how salty it is or whatever. And then we're gonna blanch everything else. I'm gonna have a taste. It's not salty at all, actually. Not salty at all. I'm gonna put more soy sauce and probably just more salt. I'm just gonna boil the water to blanch everything, and we should be able to almost finish the salad really quickly. I have my veggies and everything. Just put everything together. We're only blanching it really quickly, so don't worry about separating the ingredients, and stir it a little bit. I'm only blanching it for a really quick second. I'm gonna ladle it out now. You're literally trying to get rid of some of the tofu packaging taste and softening it a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna put in my salad dressing. Basically, it's just like a Chinese soy sauce, chili oil kind of thing. And just use your hands and mix it, and hopefully it'll be enough. If it's not enough, just add more. I guess we're just gonna sit around and wait until the pork is finished, guys.
1 hour later.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. Because it's taking the shape of the bowl itself, it should be like a nice and round domed effect or something. So I really hope it doesn't fall, but I'm going to put it on top of the taro and clamp it. Then I'm gonna turn it around and then lift the bowl up. That's the goal, and hopefully it'll be like a nice, beautiful domed shape, and it should hold its shape and be pretty. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Oh, So in restaurants, normally if it's like done like properly, it will be more like layered beautifully. Obviously mine isn't as beautiful, but it's kind of there. This is my salad. I'm gonna grab a different bowl to put the salad in to make it nice and pretty. I'm also gonna grab my rice that's in the rice cooker for all this time. I just have regular steamed rice that I was cooking in the rice cooker earlier. Nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy. I'm going to grab a little bit of the salad, put it in here. Okay, I'm gonna get my rice. I can just put some meat on the salad and you can eat the salad. Do you want to do that? Can you not be disgusting? Can you stop burping? Okay, go eat it and tell me how it is. All right, Oni bro, how was that? Solid? Right on time. And here we have our completed meal. I've made a toasted rice steamed pork belly, very traditional. Something that I used to eat all the time that my dad would make for us on special occasions. And also a really simple chili oil mixed salad with tofu skin. Very savory, a little bit spicy, and overall really well balanced dish. And I love eating it cold, just with a bowl of white rice. So this is gonna be my lunch today. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you guys learned something and enjoyed it. And if you make it, please let me know. I would love to see how it turned out for you. Also leave a comment down below. What is your favorite Chinese comfort food? I would love to know. Leave a comment down below. I post very regularly, so if you want to see more videos from me, make sure you click the like button, the notification bell, the subscription bell, all those wonderful things. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye.
You have a cringy streamer crying for attention and approval from chat and on the other.
I am not needy. Who said that? I am not needy.